Okay, so good morning everybody and once again welcome back. We are today on the day number 21. Okay, so yesterday we were discussing about the change form, right? That is what is change and what is change form. When we click on the create new. Okay, let me come back here. Now in the similar context, I'll go through a demo as well in the side by side manner, but from the concept perspective, yesterday we saw a term called the conflict, right? Now, in the industry, there are two more words which are famous in ServiceNow: change management. Okay, let's say if I want to be study, okay, let's say I'm doing some degree. I'm a married man. I'm doing some degree. So to do the study, I need a time, and I need a peaceful time that neither my wife nor my kid should be around me so that I can just sit and study for 1 hour, half an hour, 45 minutes, kind of these things. Okay, one thing. Second thing, my wife says it is a festival time, no study at all, at least for the 2 days. In the both things, one thing is common, is the time, right? So the first thing which says that we say I want to study, that is called the maintenance window. In the ServiceNow world, we call it as a maintenance window. Means that is the time I can devote myself to do my self growth. It can be playing, it can be study, it can be acting, it can be hobby, it can be cooking, anything. During that time, I don't want anybody to be disturb me. So whenever anybody says, or whenever the company says, okay, we need to deploy a change, there is a window. Someone called is a deployment window. Someone called is a maintenance window. That during this time period, you can deploy any kind of change. Like generally prefer IT or infra changes go out of the office hours. Means after 5:30 or 6 o'clock as per the timings till morning 6 o'clock, change can be go in the production system. Not in between, not in the day's time. That is called the maintenance part. Now in the reverse case, as I say that my wife said it's Diwali, it's Christmas, it's a family time, everybody's at home, no study at all. That is called the blackout window. Means during this time, no changes will go in the production system. Now, Anuj, I have a question. Atul, ऐसा थोड़ी ना होता है. If we have some major requirement, if we have some major issue, then what to do? In that case, what practice says, what ITL says is that we should get a specific approval. Let's say during the lockdown period, everybody know during the lockdown, everybody faced this, everybody saw this. During the lockdown period, it is not allowed to move out from the house unless you have very critical work. Either you are a government employee, either you are in the medical or health and healthcare employees kind of things, and you have to travel. For that, you have to be take approval. You have to be raise the e-pass. It will go to the police. It will go to the other state police. They will verify that it is actually required or not, and then you can travel it. That is called the blackout window. Now the question comes, Atul, okay, these concepts are good to go, but how we can track this in ServiceNow? Okay, so in ServiceNow, as I say, these are called the schedules because these are the depend on the times. It's not like every day you have a blackout window. No, it's not like that. So now I'm sure that everybody who's sitting in this class, we are waiting for just another 15 days because we know from the 20th of December or 22nd of December, there is a change freeze in my company, in my client side, not company, in my client side. It means during that time, no change will be going to production. No changes, it means less chances of getting the incidents. It's like a relaxing time. No change, nothing will be there. So now Anuj is raising a change for 24th of December. How Anuj will know there is a blackout window? He must know something, right? because he's a normal user. He wants his work to be done and he thinks that it is the right time to do. So he go and raise a change. Now what happened that, let's say I'm raising a change here. Let's put a CI called this. Okay. And assignment group this. And okay. Let me go little backdate. Backdate, why I'm going backdate? Just to show that it should come in the conflicts. Otherwise, in the normal change, backdates are not allowed. Okay. I'm going up very back. Let's say this to the future date. Let's say this and click on the save. Now what happened in the background? It says conflict status and it's a conflict. Wow, this is what we are looking for. Means in the background, this change three things: CI, plan start date, plan end date. First, go and check with the other change. Is it conflicting? Okay. Now the same thing, go and check in these places. Now you see, not in the maintenance window, inside the blackout window. This is again a conflict. Number one, if you want to deploy the change, no fine, no issues, but that is not as per the maintenance window. You can deploy a change only evening 6 to morning 6. So bhaiya, it's a conflict. It's a risk. System will not stop to system will not stop to move forward, but system will tell you how, by saying this. Boss, it's a conflict. Mummy कह रही है you can have a tea. Dad कह रहे नहीं, you can't take a tea. Now it's a conflict. And how? So this is what? With this. Why? Because mom is saying you can take a tea because you just had a bath. It's a cold. Dad said no, tea is not good for the kids. This is what? The blackout. Mom is here. So how the system will know? Because see, definitely again, these records must be created somewhere in the service now first, so that system can go and check it. If you did not tell me about yourself, how I should know that okay, Anuj is facing this issue in the course, or issue is facing this issue in the course, or Khalid is facing this issue in the course. If you tell me, then I can tell you these things, that you have these issues. You have to fix these points. So now let's see that how and where these things has been defined. So we can go here and we can search for the maintenance schedule here. Click on this. See, our was global infra, right? So if you see, number one, it is not a good practice that any user can create a maintenance schedule. It is allowed only to the change managers to create a maintenance schedule. So how this can be done? Open it. So this says like this. What is the name of the maintenance? Maintenance, don't forget, maintenance means during this window you can deploy the changes. Don't get confused. I'm telling you very clearly. So you can put maintenance schedule and you can put, do you have any time zone? I said no, it's a floating time zone. Means as per the user time zone, it should show. Okay. What is important here is this. Where you want to put the maintenance. Like I told to my wife that Tuesday and Thursday evening 7:30 to 9:30 I have my playing time. This is a source. It means during this time I will not do anything. I'll just spend my time doing for the play. So it says on which particular record you want to raise a maintenance. You want to be check it. So I said, so we have three options. Either you can do on a service, on a CMDB classes. If you raise a change on any of the CI class, it should go and check for the maintenance window. Number one. Number two, on a specific service. So like if I say CI class, I can go here like class is, let's say, server. It means if I'm raising a change and I'm putting in the change a class which is server type, only then this maintenance window will be work. But if I say like this, then it will work for everybody. Like I told evening 6 to evening 9 every day, I'm working on my personal growth. Now during that time, I can play, I can study, I can bake, I can do baking, I can do cooking, anything which I want to be learned, I want to be do for my personal growth. This is what this classes means completely. Now if I go here, service, same thing, that service name or service classification, that where you want to do, you want to put it for the business services, technical service, application service. Now do you remember CSGM? This is what the same thing in the CSGM we discuss. Business service, technical service, application service. On which type of service it's selected you want to do the maintenance, you can do it maintenance here.
But this service could be on a CI also, right?
Right?
If I consider these service could be as a CI, right?
No, Ishwar, no. Because CI is mainly your infra components. Service is something which you're selling to the customers. Like I sold this training as a service to you guys. In this training, incident change is my component to tell you, or I'm using my laptop is a component. Practically you can say, but as per the CSGM, don't mix CI and the service. These two are the two different patterns. Basically, CI means a component which supports you to provide the service. Let's say if I say Ishwar is very good in this writing here. He write very good notes. And Ishwar starts selling this as a service. Guys, if you want to make a notes, if you want a good notes, reach out to me. Now to make that notes, you're using laptop, pen, pencil, or your boards or your iPads or your styler kind of things. Those are your CI components. So don't mix it. Otherwise, we should not have this option. Right? This is extended from the same CI class only, but it is not as equal or as similar to the CI. So don't mix these two things here. Clear, Ishwar?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay, and now the last one, which I'm always confused, that the change request. I'm not getting that how this works, because we generally use either we use service or either we use the CI. Okay, I need to be checked that what is exact functioning of this thing, because I never get a change. You can put the filter like if short description contains on a specific type of change, irrespective of CI or irrespective of CI or service. If you want to do something on the change level, then you can put these things. So now once we finalize the source, let me reload this page again so that I can take you on the scheduling part. So once we finalize it on which source we have to do, then we can create a schedules. Schedule means like we have a daily meeting 11:30 to 11 to 12 o'clock, 12:30 to 1:30 or 5:30 to 6:30. It's a schedule. If I send this as a meeting invite in your personal mailbox, you consider this as a meeting. But practically, these are the schedule. So we have to create the schedule as well, that what should be the timings when this should be start. I said it should start from 1st of January 2011 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Sorry, 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. during this time. And every day, let's say every day, Monday, like this. You want it to daily, weekday, weekend, Monday, Friday, or every Tuesday, Thursday, weekly, monthly, yearly, specific. Up to you. So service now giving you everything. I said on the daily basis. Okay. Daily, okay, fine. Up to what time? I said repeat up to 31st of July. If any change going in the production outside these window on any of the CI, then it should be show me in the conflict. And if I click on the update, my schedule is ready. Now smart guys are becoming. We have a customer, so they were more smarter than us sometimes. They says, Atul, that's fine, but I have an issue. I said, tell me. That Saturday, Sunday are the public holiday. No changes. But yeah, the option, but we don't have any option here, right? To define that this day is a holiday. So what we do, if you come back here, we can create the child schedules. And here we can define the holidays. So if I click on the edit just to show you that if any child schedule is there, so you can see US is there something. Yes, US holidays. This one. So what this mean? If you see this schedule, even this is a schedule only, but we are using this as a child schedule. So these days are the exempt. That on these days there is a no maintenance window will be there. Mainly we use the child schedule in the SLA. अब तो सैटरडे संडे तो ऑफिस बंद होता है, फिर SLA को रन करना चाहिए. How the system will calculate? System will calculate by this way. So this is the way you can put the maintenance schedule here. Now in the reverse order, if you go, come here and search for the blackout. Same thing. Same tables. Sorry, I'm sorry, say not same table. It is CMN schedule blackout. That is CMN schedule maintenance. So now it's a blackout. Again on the CMDB class, and it says blackout Wednesday. Every Wednesday it should be blackout. No changes must be go. Because daily you cannot put the blackout. So like now in my customer perspective, they already created this record a month back. From 20th of December till 4th of January, it is a blackout. Change freeze, furlough. There's a lot of different words you come to know. In my previous client, they use a word called the furlough. It means no work. It's all stop. No changes, nothing.
Even in my organization.
Sorry?
Please call out in my organization.
Yes. Someone say furlough, someone say change freeze, someone say blackout window, someone say no work, kind of things. It depends. So you can create the same thing which we see in the maintenance window. But now the question comes how the system will check. Let's come to the important part. So come here, conflict properties. This is the important, and this should be your homework for today. What it says, it has a lot of properties here, but we'll go a few one only. Number one, when clicking change request conflict check against blackout window. Do you want to check your change conflict with the blackout window? I said yes. I will share one link with you, or I need to be checked on the WhatsApp. If you want to understand this conflict part. A very good article I got on the community. Very good article with the complete screenshots. Because if you see here, whether the change fall within the child CI blackout window, within the parent CI blackout window, which is already scheduled the same CI, fall with the same CI window, within the CI maintenance window. So these are 6 or 7 terms. Practically speaking, it's very tough to be understand. One of my customer, we implemented this part. One of my customer raises a big noise. Can you give me the example of this is all the 7 or 8 types? I said, come on, boss. I tried my best, even though I go through the service now docs as well, but it is too much confusing. After reading that community article, I still say yes, little bit I know, but not in depth. So there are the multiple things that if I'm raising a change, this one, when clicking change request conflict, check whether the change falls within the child CI blackout window. Maybe I have a blackout window on the server class. Now server is the parent. If under server I have a Windows server, do you want to check for that as well? This is what it count. I'm raising a change on the child's class, but parent has a conflict. Do you want to check on that part as well? That is another thing. Same goes for the maintenance as well. Okay, so it is like a very complicated part. Okay, but for our understanding, we can say that these roles I'm saying that these are the ways that we can create the conflict or we can see the conflict. Now, one more thing. Let me go back to my change only. Open. What is our change number? Let me see this one, right? Huh, this one, 3030. Now, because this is a very rare chance that you are just getting 4. I work in a customer perspective where we get a 2030 as a conflict. These are just only, so now you can see not in maintenance window, parent inside the blackout window, parent not in the maintenance window, inside the blackout window. So we got 2030. Now customer says how I can see this in a bigger picture. It is very confusing, very confusing for me. So ServiceNow provide a way that is called scheduling assistant. I'm sure that we know that what is scheduling assistant in the Outlook to check the best availability for everybody. Click on this. It says there's no availability for the 90 days because you are looking for at least for 3 hours in a maintenance window. More than 3 hours you need it. Search. It did not get anything for me. So now what we have to do, let put cancel and let put yes and let open this conflict calendar. So now you can see that this is like a scheduling assistant for me. This is the maintenance window. Okay, this is my change. And if I go by month, you can see like this. See, completely covered with maintenance window. And I'm deploying my change only on this particular time period. Now this can give you a little bit more clarity. Maybe you can again click on scheduling assistant and see. Do you have any availability? It's a no availability. Sorry. Search no availability for me. Really sorry. It says either check this conflict calendar and get your best availability. Maybe let's say I can go to the next part. No, May, June. Completely blackout. Or so if you see these things, this thing, these are the blackout. And these are the maintenance. And these are the change I'm going to be deployed. The only thing which you have to be remember from the exam perspective, a conflict run on the 3 parameters. First, it take the change CI. Second, it take the plan start date. And third, it take the planned end date. And a best combination of this will present the conflicts to the user. Because when you go for the change management, sorry, when you go for the cab says, cab, what the first thing cab see? Is it conflicting? Why conflicting? What is the importance you want to do? Why it is more important that you want to be deploy the change immediately? Cannot be wait for some time. What is this maintenance window? Can we avoid this maintenance window? So multiple things are there. Just think practically. Like Anthony, myself, Ishwar, Khalida, we are the parents as well. And when our child asks something, I need this thing, we put hundred of questions. Why you need? What about your previous toy? Who broke on it? You never carry it. I don't have money. You go and earn the money. In UK, this is a trend, something like this. So sometimes my kids say, I want this thing. I said, sorry, I don't have money. Because we need to be tell them the value of the money as well and the importance of the thing as well. I said, go and earn the money. I know it's practically not possible, but to give him a value, we have to be tell these things. So the same thing happened here. So in the cab workbench, these things can be, these things not can, these things will be surely considered. Okay. Clear, doubt, question, clarification. It's confusing, but at the same place, it is very interesting topic as well.
Yes, I hope maybe it's maybe my confusion. So complete calendar or the schedule, it is not allowed to.
Little louder. I'm. It's breaking. Your voice is breaking.
Yeah, so that, yeah. So it's not allow us to process with the change.
Now
So
it will allow. It will allow. System will not stop you anywhere, but system will tell boss it is a conflict. Be careful. I have a use cases where customer clearly says if it is in a conflict, and specifically if it is a conflict in the blackout window, don't proceed. Show the error message in the red color. You can't proceed with this change. But be practical. We told our kids, don't use the phone. Don't see the screen. Don't use the phone. But if there is something like something is mishappened and he need to be call us, then definitely he have to be call us, right? He had to be use the phone. So system will not stopping you at point of time. Out of the box, they're not. It is not stopping. But if you have a requirement from the customer, then you can put the validations. And believe me, there are customers who need this validation. No, I don't allow anybody. I was checking the committee approximately a week back. There was a question was same thing. They want to restrict if the change in the blackout window. I said it's good, but think practically. If tomorrow there is emergency change, then what you will do? Then that person say we already discussed this thing and customer want this to be happen. I said then go ahead. Make a flow and stop it in between. That's fine. I did everything for everybody. Make it as read only everybody. So they done that part. Right? And it is well said in our Hindu culture as well. There's a bhajan as well. Jab koi nahi aata, mera Ram aata. The same thing. If you hide these things for everybody, it's very tough. So make one person to be at a table. That is a change manager. He can move forward so that if you provide the proper justification to that particular person, he can understand, he can discuss with the business, and then he can proceed with the change. Otherwise, if you make it not editable for everybody, you're taking a lot of big risk. You're moving to a lot of big risk. ठीक है जी, clear? Good. Now let's come to the risk part. We are discussing risk. So if you see here, we have a risk. Risk in the change management, risk is the key. Risk is the key. Stolen something from anybody bag or the wallet for a thief is still a zero risk. But doing a robbery in a bank, international banks, amusement or museums or antique pieces, it's a big risk. How the risk get calculated? In ServiceNow, there are two ways to do the risk calculation. Let me come here now. This part. Out of the box, ServiceNow provide the risk conditions. If you scroll down, you can see risk assessment. What it do? Okay, we will discuss this later, not this one. Because, okay, why I don't want to discuss it now immediately? Because this is the second option. This, let's talk about this. So out of the box, now if you like see, if you're raising a change, it's becoming moderate 3. But how it become moderate 3? Because in the background, ServiceNow provides some risk conditions. What do you mean by the risk condition here? Total 4 conditions has been given by ServiceNow. And on the basis of that, risk impact get decided. Risk and impact get decided, not the priority. Priority has no role here. No role. Priority you can decide manually, but risk and impact can be decided via the risk condition. Number 1, what it says, insufficient lead time. Like I'd give a very best example which I learned in UK. Okay, like in India, let's say Ishwar and me are staying next to each other. My flight number is 2, Ishwar is 3. Okay, it's Ishwar daughter birthday. 6 o'clock they have a cake cutting. 4 o'clock he give me a call. Hey Atul, come with you and your family for the cake cutting. I said okay, good. Even though this is an insufficient lead time, at least he should inform me at least a day before or at least in the morning. But in UK, I'm sure this experience you have also Anuj in Canada as well, that people plan and people invite well in advance. Like I want to invite one of my friend for the lunch. I told him at least 10 days before, hey guys, are you available on this weekend? I want to be invited for the lunch. Because I know if you call them at the last moment, everybody say, no, we have some plan, even though they don't have any plan as well, but still they can say we have plan. So this is the first example of insufficient lead time. ServiceNow say that if you are deploying a change tomorrow and you're raising a change today, this is too much risk. Why? Because you may miss UAT, you may miss approval, you may bypass a lot of things. So in this case, risk is high. You want to check this? Let's do this thing. Instead of this, I'm deploying a change tomorrow. Let me save. Still 3. Okay, maybe there it's picking up the risk assessment as well now. Because this is coming from the plugin. Okay, chali, let's say. So this is the order number 100. Number 2, if you are deploying a change which is the high critical, sorry, service is high or critical, then risk high, impact high. If service is affected, business service, then high and high. If no issue found, then low and low. So these things run automatically in the system. So if I come here and let's say Let me put the business service. Not put the BlackBerry. And let's see what is the criticality for this one. Most critical, good. No, good. Chalo, let's save and see. Still not changing because it is still waiting for the risk assessment to be done. Okay, so these 4 conditions run in the background and then bring the result in front. This is the out of the box functionality given by ServiceNow. No need to be do anything, no need to be build anything. You just create your change, it go in the background, check all these conditions and show the risk result here. This is what is there. Now we are human being and we are more eager to know a lot of things. Want to do some lot of more things we have to do. My customer says, Atul, I'm not happy with these four conditions. I want to know that is this change deployed previously as well? How many times this change get failed in the last 6 months? Is this change required any downtime? These things I cannot put in the conditions because these conditions run automatically. So ServiceNow say, OK, no worries. Let me give you a plugin called the risk assessment. So if you go here, I can show you here. Again, I'm using my PDI for do some R&D as well. So this plugin I installed earlier. So you can go and check risk assessment. This one. So sorry, it's not in, no, it's intelligence, not intelligence. We need it for the assessment. Let me see. Let me see this one. Follow app. No, it's already no, it's for the GRC. Let me see. It's change risk assessment.
Atul, how do we know on each step that which plugin we need? Like when we do the actual implementation on the client side, for so that ServiceNow out of the box shows that you need that this plugin
Experience.
experience. Yeah.
Yes. Experience plus when you go more in deep in service now, then you're able to learn these things.
Hmm.
The best thing is that because this is a very valid question. I'm not saying it's not a right. It's a very valid question that how you come to know. Because you are thinking, Atul, you are working in service now for 8 years, 9 years now. You know these things on the tips. You are not saying you are not looking here and there. You just go and open and check you got the plugin. But how you come to know? The first thing is that if customer demands something like unusual, go and check on the ServiceNow document side. Is there any plugin? Is there any property we need to be activate? And then you come to know these things with the time. Because in the
Okay.
ITSM, I'm in the ITSM for the last 8 years, 9 years. So I know these things, but still there are few things which I don't know. And if my customer asks, I go and check on the ServiceNow docs that how to activate this thing or what is this is my requirement. Is any plugin required, any property required, what to do here? Okay, I'm not sure that why I'm not getting this plugin name here.
So
It's
very first step is that whenever you get any unusual requirement, you check
Mhm.
with the documentation first,
Yes. Okay,
and most
it's
of the answers are there.
you will get almost. Otherwise, community is there. You can ask on the community.
Yeah, community is faster way.
Yes. Okay, it's say installed. This one, yes. So this is a plugin which we're talking. Change management risk assessment. Once we activate this plugin, we will get this option. So if you are on your PDI and if you open a change, you will not see this particular UI action because this plugin is not activated in your system. What it says, open it. Out of the box service now give me 5 questions. Does this change affect a critical service or business services? Yes. How complex is this change? Very complex. Because to answer these things, a human mind is required. System cannot understand. How difficult the change to back out? Complex. Is the redundancy plan available? Means if it is not working, do we have any other plan to be take it back or shift or the failover things? I said no. Is it difficult to verify the change was successful? Very difficult. And submit. And now you see that what happened the change. See. Risk has been set to high and impact remains unchanged. Risk is high. Why? Because now these two things work together. Risk condition plus assessment. It calculate the risk, and then combine and bring me the highest risk. That which particular thing has the highest risk. Now, Anuj has a question. Atul badhiya, bahut badhiya. Now tell us that how we can build our own risk assessment. That is also important, right? So go here. Assessment. Here. And here the questions are coming. That this risk assessment is only applicable for normal and standard changes and change in new, assess or authorize. And if you scroll down, we have the assessment category. Now how this work? If I come here, if you see here, oh, I move it. Okay, ठीक है. If you notice that for every question there was 3 options. Let's say if I say for every question there's a 3 option. Was yes, no, and maybe. I'm just giving example. If for a question number 1, if you select yes, it has a weightage of 8. If you select no, it has a weightage of 5. If you select maybe, it has a weightage of 7. Now question number 2. Select yes, the weightage is 3. If you select no, the weightage is like this, the weightage is 10. So what happened that when you answer every question, as per the question, these value get added. This is what they are saying here. For this one, affect critical CI or the business service. It says weightage is 1. This question has to be answered as a weightage 1. But if you select the critical, then it has a 4 point. If it is somewhat critical, it has a 2 point. It is a non-critical, it has a 1 point. So every question, every assessment has these things. So you can see. And once this assessment has been defined and you go back here, we have a threshold decided that if the total between 0 to 10 risk is low, from 11, 19 risk is medium, and from 20 to upward risk is high. And how this calculation done? It done on this part. So if you see, this one. So low if score is 0. So if you open this one, greater than 0, okay, then it will be low. It's a greater than 0. It did not say up to this part. So if you come down here now, greater than 0, but greater than 6. It means 0 to 6, 0 to 5, it should be this. And if greater than 11, because upper limit we don't have 11, it will be high risk. And then this calculation happen in the background and we get our change risk assessment in the change record. If you want, you can build your own category as well. Add one more question here. Open category, assessment category, and add one more. You can add it, no worries. You can add your question. You can put the field type. You need number. You need what scale you want. High or low or number long and like this. You can put your choices. Easy to go. You want to make it mandatory? Make it mandatory as well. Most interesting part which I like in change management is the risk assessment. More interesting. Clear everybody. I don't want to I don't want to confuse you now because this is a very simple. And what is your homework today? You have to see this assessment, activate that plugin, change as management hyphen risk assessment, activate that plugin in your PDI and see that what other assessment are coming. Add your questions, 2-3 questions with a multiple choice or the choices questions, put them a weightage, then go and raise a change and see that what is be happening. Definitely, if you're adding a new question, remember you have to be update the threshold as well. चीनी तो डालते हैं लेकिन टेस्ट नहीं किया कितना मीठा हो गया. Better if you put 1 spoon of sugar, taste it. Is it as per the bar or I have to put little more sugar? This is what is a change management here. Sorry, risk assessment here. This part. Simple and straightforward. Doubt, question, clarification. Everybody's so silent.
No question.
Digesting it.
Kind of.
No, it's easy, I can say. And I guess if
Yeah,
you want to know about
risk is easy. Risk is
yes,
easy, but before that it was the change.
right,
Yeah,
right.
that was little bit not that complicated, but yeah, practice, always practice.
Right, right, right. And if you want to know more about the risk, I guess I have another video available on my channel as well, specifically the risk assessment, that how this can be defined.
Okay.
Because this is the simplest way this is simplest way I can tell you that this is the risk assessment.
In risk assessment, Atul, are we also considering the point business point of view?
Yes, yes, why not? It's totally up to you and business that what they want to put in the risk assessment. I work for a customer where we have 15 question on the risk assessment. 15 question, can you imagine it? Because they don't want to do anything wrong in the production. And let's say if you feel in your change that this change has no downtime and your change get a downtime, then it will be cross question to you that how you evaluate this change earlier. And this can be done only with the help of the risk assessment. So it's not like just next, and then no. In the very big businesses, these things considered very, very on the bigger level. Risk assessment drive a lot of things in the background. Because I personally implemented this thing for my customers, so I know this thing that up to what level they are asking. No, I want this validation, I want this report, I want this report, I want this report. Okay, any last question? Okay, no question. Let me stop the recording and we take quick attendance.